Okay, welcome Team All In. I am so super excited about our very first installment of Dishing with Diamonds. And I have the absolute privilege of introducing a loving military wife, a mom of two boys that affectionately refers to her sons as T-Rex and Tank. Don't you love that? And additionally, she refers to herself as a hot mess. But I love the fact that she's had success with Plexus worldwide and has ranked up to Diamond Ambassador. She's known for keeping it real, whether that's on Facebook Live or just in her day-to-day life. I have absolutely fallen in love with this girl, and I know that you're going to leave this hour inspired and left with some wisdom and knowledge that you can apply to your own business. So I hope you guys brought some pen and paper. You sit back and relax and just enjoy a conversation between Emily Roberts, Diamond Ambassador, and myself. Emily, welcome.
Hey.
Hey. I'm so glad that you're here. So I hope that you just sit back and relax as well and know that you're among friends that we're just super excited about the opportunity to get to know you more.
Absolutely.
Yay.
And I do have a little special guest. So if you hear some background noise, Gentry, aka Tank, is in the house. So he's discovered his inner yell. So just brace yourself.
I love it. Well, I love the fact that we just do real life, right? That we just be mamas and run our business successfully. So the first question, or the first thing I have to ask for you to do for us is describe your life before Plexus.
Yeah. So life before Plexus was definitely not as fun. I like to have a good time, but I was a quitter. I quit everything. I quit the gym. I quit diets. I quit multiple jobs. I kind of was the girl that bounced around from job to job because I just didn't have that one thing I was passionate about. That's why I was a server, I think, for such a long time because I loved people, but I didn't realize that was what I loved. My husband and I we were frugal with our money, but it was because we had to be. Me bouncing around from job to job, and then my husband being military, we didn't make a lot of money. And so now when we look back, we really did live paycheck to paycheck. It was kind of scary at some point. There was, trying to think, there was like 2 or 3 paychecks where I think we had to borrow money from our parents. It got really crazy. It got really gruesome.
Is that your?
No, that one's not mine. I do hear somebody's baby.
Just mute yourself. Awesome. That will just help us continue to do real life because I know we are.
No, it's cool. I love me some babies.
Absolutely. But it'll help us be able to actually hear Emily. So I just appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah. I think the only difference, between life now and then life before Plexus was I was probably a mean person. And I know that sounds a little weird, but I was mean. I was very skeptical. I'd been let down a lot in life, just like most of us, a couple heartbreaks in high school, it makes trust issues, especially with network marketing. And I had done network marketing before, right out of high school, 2008. And it was with a makeup company, and I really loved makeup. And I was in an environment where I was surrounded by women that had to wear makeup all the time. So I was like, you know what? I have an audience to work with, but I just didn't love it. I felt so weird. I didn't feel genuine. And I'm like, if you're going to do an opportunity, you got to love the opportunity. And I didn't love it. And so that put a bad taste in my mouth when it came to direct sales. And so when I was introduced to Plexus, I was the mean friend that rolled their eyes. I commented the mean things on Facebook posts. I was just like, oh my gosh, no one cares. Like, stop. But, always a but. Secretly, I was that fly on the wall. I was friends with Melissa Eichenhorst on Facebook. She's also a Plexus Diamond. And I saw her get her Lexus in less than a year. And I was like, okay, hold up. What is she doing? Because she was my mom was her customer. So I was like, my mom just ordered from her. Like, what did she do? I could do this. And so it took me another 6 months after that to finally come on board. So life before Plexus was full of skepticism, an empty wallet, no car. I didn't have a car. I had to share with my husband, and lots of odd jobs.
So yeah, I think so many of us on the call can relate to just those feelings, skepticism, being in a financial position that didn't necessarily feel comfortable, no room to breathe, right?
Yeah.
So now let me ask you this question, and this wasn't on the list, but you'll be able to answer it, I know. Who is your upline? Like, who sponsors?
Holly Torres. She's an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. We met because both of our husbands deployed together that year of 2014. And it was their first deployment as a married couple, and it was my fourth. And so I just kind of gave her the lowdown. I'm like, okay, no news is good news. If you're not hearing from him, it's not always a bad thing. Like, I'll be praying with you. We worked out together, and then I went home to Texas, and we just kept in touch. And she looked good. She had a son, and I had just had my first baby. And I'm like, if I can look like that, I'm in. Tell me what you're doing.
Awesome. So you joined Plexus under Holly. And so now talk to us about your business journey. And you can give us the shorter version of it. Just tell us in a nutshell what this has looked like for you since you've joined.
Okay. So introduced to Plexus from Holly, and I immediately told her I'm not going to join. Like, I'm not going to join. Just let me look at it. Just let me do some research. If you have taken a color personality test ever in your life, I'm as blue as they come. I'm not green. So I don't know what in my right mind I was thinking when I was like, let me do some research. Because I don't do research. I do now, but 2 years ago I did not. That's why I was a diet soda addict, because I didn't do my research. And so she reached out to me. And so what did I do? I went to Google. That's where everyone does research, right? I went to Google. I read the good, the bad, and the ugly. I was like trying to prepare myself. I'm like, if people are going to hate on me, I want to know why they're hating on me. And I just kind of wasn't impressed with the bad reviews. I'm like, iPhone users are still around. We're obsessed with our iPhones. And there's so many bad reviews about iPhone out there that I'm sure this is the same thing. So I had to prove to myself like this was legit. So I wanted to see for myself. So I joined July 4th, 2014, did not tell Holly. She immediately calls me within 30 minutes, freaking out. She's like, oh my gosh, I think you accidentally joined. I can get your money back. It's okay. And I'm like, whoa, hold up, girl. No, I meant to join. And she's like, you did? And I'm like, yes, but don't you dare tell a soul. Do not tell anyone that I joined. Don't add me to your little team thing. Don't announce it. Like, I just want to use my discount. And she was like, okay, well, I already added you to our team page. I said, okay, fine. I'll just leave me in there. It's cool. In my mind, I was going to turn off the notifications, not ever give it a second thought. But of course, me being nosy, I start taking a little gander. I'm like, sorry, that is Gentry moving a table. He's paint. I'm telling you, this kid is nuts. Can y'all hear it squeaking? He's moving it back and forth. I became a fly on the wall. I'm nosy. I was very skeptical. Even going in, I was skeptical. I was about 3 weeks into my products. I hadn't touched a diet soda, so that was already sold for me just to kick that habit, because my husband was like, I'm going to divorce you if you drink another Diet Coke, woman. I was like, okay, I'll never do it again. But I was being really consistent, and I just started watching. And someday, I don't remember what day it was. I know it was like, I think the end of July or early August, I saw this really sparkly, glittery silver pitcher in the team page. And I was like, okay, I have shiny syndrome. It caught my attention. It's not my fault. I was like, what is this thing? And I saw, congrats on silver, $100. I was like, I need $100. I just spent $100 to join. I could really use that back. And if I could get it in the account, like before my husband checks it overseas, that would be great. That would be more great, My husband at this point did not know I had joined. So we'll get to that in a second. I immediately messaged Holly. I'm like, hey, what is this silver? How'd she get $100? And she was like, oh, hey, Emily. I don't know. Let me find out. She had only joined 2 months prior to me and had an ambassador or two under her, but she didn't really know the comp plan. And so we asked our uplines. They were like, you need 3 friends to do this with you. They need to get their products. Y'all could be accountability partners. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I know 3 people. So what do? I posted the salesiest of all sales Facebook posts of all time. It was terrible. Do not do this. Okay. That if you can take any advice away from this, just don't post like this on social media. I put my website link up and I said, this is what I'm doing. If you want to lose weight with me, you know I was skeptical, but I did it. Y'all, it went down in flames. Freaking people left and right hating. Oh, you went to the dark side. I can't believe you joined network marketing. I can't believe you're doing this stuff. And then there was some like people that, you know, made it friendly. They're like, well, let me know if it works. I'd like more info. Message me. So it was kind of 50-50. But that just like took my walls down. You know, that's the scariest part of this business, is just putting yourself out there. And after that first post, I didn't care anymore. I was like, you know what? I can do this. Like that wasn't too bad. I love Facebook. I like working out and using these products. They're really great. You know, this isn't too bad. And so I just went for it. And so I made it a thing to post like every 3 days. I made an album on my Facebook. It was public to the world. So if they wanted to come and look through my album, they had testimonies. They had pictures of the products that I was taking, you know, an occasional pink drink selfie. And that's just kind of how I got going. And I had people that I didn't even remember I was Facebook friends with messaging me. One of them was an ex-boyfriend's dad. He was our high school football coach. And he was like, hey, Em, I know we haven't talked in like 8 years, and I know you're married and all that, and I'm not trying to intrude. Don't tell your husband I'm not trying to be a creeper, but I have a beer gut, and you post this ProBio thing. I think I might need that. And that was like my aha moment. Like, everyone needs Plexus. Everyone. Not just your girlfriends trying to lose a pound or two. Everyone. And so that's just kind of where I went. I promoted every single month of my business up until Senior Ruby. I slowed down a little bit, and I started promoting every 2 months at that point. So January 2015, I was Senior Ruby, went to my first Super Saturday event. I heard Canadian Emerald Ambassador Natalie Fuller speak. She's the one that coined the magic text. It was everyone had that same content at Super Saturday, but I just took it upon myself to name it something. I called it the magic text. I made a video about it, and that's kind of why everyone knows who I am. And it was something like this. She was like, everyone take out your phone. I know you're sitting there on your phone anyways. And I was like, okay. So I took my phone out. She's like, I want you to pull up the number one person that you want on your team right now. And I was like, okay. So I opened up a text message, and she's like, I want you to send this message to that person. I was like, nope, sitting on my phone, not happening. You are crazy. This girl will yell at me. Like, no. And she's like, for real, everyone get out your phones and do this. And so it was, hey, this may not be for you. Totally okay. But I think you'd be perfect on my Plexus team. Can I call you? Can I text you later? So I sat there. I twiddled my thumbs. The girl next to me was like, come on, Emily, you're so bold. Just do it. But secretly, I was so intimidated by this girl. So I got my phone out, I tapped it up, I hit send, turned my phone off. I thought I was going to throw up. I was like, can't do it. I can't do it. Put my phone up. I waited a good half hour. My son was crying in the very back of the Super Saturday meeting. So I got up to go check on him. And when I went back to check on him, that's when I checked my phone. She goes, I've been waiting for this message. And I was like, what? Oh my gosh. Like, she was so upset that I hadn't reached out to her, and I had been doing this for about 6 months. So you guys get on it, because those people are waiting for you. To backtrack a little bit, November 2014, I was about to be a Ruby ambassador, not just yet. That was when I met Celeste Gwynn and Jen Hawkins for the first time at an opportunity event. I had about 25 people from our team at that event. It was at a Lexus dealership. We were taking our Lexus selfies, getting all giddy, and I was like, I'm Ruby. This is really happening. 2 promotions away. Like, this could really happen. And I wrote down in a notebook, March 2015, I will be Emerald, because they told us to cast that vision and to say out loud when you are going to be Emerald. And that's what I started to do. I started working towards that number, or I guess that date, my deadline. You have to put a deadline on those goals, you guys, or you're not going to work hard for them. That deadline's approaching. Think of your homework. Oh my gosh, this project's due in 2 hours. I haven't even started. Crunch time. You get more work done in that crunch time than you will ever get done in the 6 weeks you were allowed to do the work, right? And so that's what I did. And I went home from that meeting, this again, November 2014. I showed my husband, biggest skeptic on the planet, worse than me. And he laughed in my face. He was like, okay, if you think you're going to get that Lexus, okay. I was like, fine, watch me. And we were packing our house, and we were moving to the East Coast at this point. So fast forward, I went to Super Saturday that January. February, I was officially senior Ruby, really, really moving and grooving. I had well over 1,300 points in February. We added about 300, 400 people in February, and it was my birthday month, so that was like the best birthday present ever. March 2015, I went Emerald. I will never forget that morning. It was March 25th, 8:06 a.m. I had over 1,500 points. I did like the craziest happy dance, ran upstairs. And this is the best part is that a couple of days before, my husband took me to the Lexus dealership. It was about 2 hours away from where we live. And I was like, please just like, let me look. And he was like, okay, I believe in you. Like, you got this. He was starting to come around. I was like, yeah, I bet you are. You ain't driving this car. And I got to that dealership and we picked out the car. I did the GS350F Sport, really fast, really cool. Had leather interior. I mean, it was like a Barbie car. Like, that's what I felt like. It was all decked out, and I'm like sitting in it, and I'm like crying. The guy's like, why is this lady crying in the Lexus? And I'm like, because I don't have to pay for this. This is awesome. And he's like, okay. And so the crazy part is my husband had already done it all for me. So when I went Emerald, that car was mine. And I was driving that bad boy everywhere. It was the greatest day. 2 months after that, I went Sapphire. And that was at my first Plexus convention. I attended as a Jewel Sapphire ambassador, 25 years old. People were like, who is this girl? And then my business took a little downtime. I got pregnant and I sat at Sapphire. I don't call it stuck because being stuck at Sapphire is not a bad thing. Let me just tell you. Still freaking generous, amazing place to be. But I wasn't moving and grooving like I had in the beginning. And I sat there for a good 10 months. And let's talk about what happened in those 10 months. So we're talking about my Plexus journey, how I stayed motivated, because right in those 10 months, I wasn't very motivated, okay? My team was taking a hit, and then we had the back office terror of 2015, and I just was like, I'm pregnant and way too emotional for this, and my team is just so stressed out. I've got to figure out, what was I doing a year ago? What was I doing a year ago when I was so excited and everyone was messaging me? What was I doing differently? Being a Sapphire, Emerald, Diamond, that just tells Plexus how much to pay you. That is not who you are, okay? That's just a rank. And I was still Emily Roberts, the hot mess mom of a future 2 boys at the time, just a 1-year-old, and still a military spouse, still a wife and a mom. And I had to go back to that. I had to make business hours. I had to commit to a power hour. That's how I stay motivated. So what I like to do is give myself 3 small achievable goals before 2 p.m. every day. That's why I was telling Rainey, like, yeah, I can do a 10 o'clock call because after this, it's my power hour. And what better way to get motivated, talk about your story, and then dive into a power hour. So 3 goals before 2 p.m. Like, okay, I want to add at least 1 new ambassador before 2 p.m. today. Follow up. I have like 16 potentials right now with this crazy, awesome bonus thing. So I'm going to go follow up with one of them. My second goal is to help one of my level 1s add an ambassador, help them seal the deal. And sometimes they just get tongue-tied. They don't feel like they can work their business like me. It's not fun to work their business like me. So I'll do some goals like that, or make a Facebook Live. I feel like I get a lot of business attention from my videos. So that is part of my power hour. So I started doing that, and it really kept me motivated. Another thing was when your team is promoting and they're sponsoring people, that motivates you so much as a leader because you're doing something right. They want to be where you're at. They will do what you do. So when you stop sponsoring, they stop sponsoring. When they stop talking about the products, it's because you stopped talking about the products. I noticed in the beginning, yeah, I may have posted some really salesy, awful things, but my team was doing exactly that. And so when I stopped and kind of started just leading with the opportunity, my team did that also, and I felt like it kind of pumped the brakes. People wanted to know about these products and if they were still working for us. So we went back to the basics, man. I have a video on my YouTube, and it's 5 things to post on social media Monday through Friday. And this motivated my team because it was structured. It was easy and simple, and everyone can duplicate this. Monday, a motivational Monday. That does not have to be Plexus related. You can motivate the crap out of people just because it's Monday and they don't like Mondays. And that builds relationships with other people. They trust you because you're cheering everybody on. There's nothing greater than being a cheerleader for other people. There's nothing greater because you get to sit there and you're like, I don't know what you're doing today, but you're going to be awesome. And I'm going to clap for you when you win. And people love that because we don't have enough of that, you know? Tuesday, I think Transformation Tuesday or Testimony Tuesday, I would share somebody on my team's testimony. Now that we have that Plexus Builder in our back office, super easy way to do this. Share one of those every Tuesday. It's the same looking picture. It's consistent. People like consistency. What is it Wednesday? You know, there's so many ways you could approach this. Sharing an article on an ingredient, making a video about what is BioCleanse? Well, BioCleanse does this and this and bioflavonoids, and I'm pooping all the time now. Like, people like that stuff. What is it Wednesday? Hold on, y'all. I got a fussy baby. Y'all are coming with me. Thursday, he's slowly crawling over here to me. Thursday was my Throwback Thursday. Where was I 2.5 years ago? What was I doing 2.5 years ago compared to what I'm doing now in my Plexus business? Friday was Fun Fact Friday, and you can post a fun fact about the opportunity. My favorite fun fact is, hey, fun fact, it's $34.95 to join my Plexus team. I don't know why people forget this. They do, and they're going to keep forgetting, but it's never going to be more or less than $34.95. And people are like, oh, that's all it is to join? I'm like, we have been friends since we were 7 years old, and I've been doing this for 2 years, and you still don't know how much it is to join Plexus. So all of those, that was structure, and it motivated my team because they felt comfortable. They were like, okay, these are things that I can do. It's not hard. I don't have to make a video. I want them to put themselves out there, but because they were comfortable with what was coming out of their mouth or what they were typing on social media. And so that was super important to me, to motivate them. Another great thing that I like to do is an occasional contest. I feel like this business is you're already winning with this business. So I don't feel like contests all the time are necessary, but definitely in your slower months, give away an awesome cup. Do y'all have Hobby Lobby where you're at, Rainey? Hobby Lobby has the cutest freaking prizes on the planet. Right now, there's this cup and it has glitter inside of it, and you can shake it, and it's like so cool. I posted that on the team page. I'm like, hey, 72 hours. Who can add 3 ambassadors? This is yours. They love that. My team loves that because it's a timeline, and there's it's a deadline, and it's quick. It's quick, and it's fun, and that was motivating them, and it turned our whole team around. I think another huge part of that is giving recognition where it's due. I took a whole week. Okay, you guys, I have 158 level 1s. Let's be real quick. I don't have any jewels on my team yet. I have 2 senior rubies. But what I did was for a whole week, I sent snail mail to all of my level 1s, active and inactive. I sent them a scripture. If they just had a baby, I congratulated them. They just got married, whatever was going on in their life. I went and made sure I Facebook stalked really hard. And then I prayed over their card, and then I wrote what I wanted to write. And I sent them all. I got 12 inactives back this way because they were like, you know what, Emily, thank you for always believing in me. You've always been really consistent with that. That's a huge way to motivate people. Who doesn't like receiving a card in the mail that's not a bill? Hello, it's the best thing ever. So that's what I started doing. And we rallied together. We created a page or a thread in our team page. It says Rockstar on it. That's what my team is called. We're the R&T Rockstars. And it's a shout-out thread. So you can shout out anyone. You can give yourself a pat on the back, shout out a team member, upline, whoever. And that thing has probably 12,000 comments on it. I love it. I love it. That's my love language is words of affirmation. So we started that, and just the morale of everyone getting celebrated and rallying, and one Plexus just like took over. 10 months ended, and Diamond happened the same month. He was a leap year baby, but I went Diamond in March. So coolest thing ever. I really feel like those things really help keep your team inspired and motivated. I started publicly welcoming all of the level 1s my husband and I add, because it showed my team that I was still doing this, even as a Diamond. I'm still recruiting and I'm still reaching out. I'm still talking to everyone in Target like a weirdo because I love what I do. And I think that that's really important.
I love that. And just in that short few minutes that Emily was speaking, I hope so many of you were taking notes on how we can bring our teams together through morale, recognition, and accountability. In addition, the camaraderie that she's created within her group is priceless. And I say when we come together, that's where we have strength. That's where we have where we stay motivated. And so, Emily, you answered my question on how do you get and stay motivated. But now my question for you is, do you have a motivational phrase or scripture that you go to? Like, my team knows that I always say, just keep swimming, like from the movie Finding Nemo or now Finding Dory. Or I love Psalms 46:10, be still and know that I am God. Because let's face it, this business gets chaotic. We can get emotional. So I love that verse because it just reminds me that he is in control. So what do you go to stay grounded and or motivated?
So outside of scripture, I read a book right after I went Emerald by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz. It's called Go for No. That is my signature phrase, is go for no. You guys, there should be no shame in being told no or maybe or not right now. Stop feeling sorry for yourself when you get a no. Stop. There's nothing wrong with that. My favorite analogy, and this kind of goes with the go for no, is think of IHOP. You'll have IHOP, right? IHOP, Waffle House. Okay, think of a breakfast place, Cracker Barrel. Those ladies, those men walk around with that coffee pot their whole entire shift. Okay? Their whole entire shift. They go table to table to table. I mean, what? Probably like 52 tables in an hour. Oh, sorry, he bumped his head. Here, you want the remote? And they don't stop and throw the coffee pot down and throw a fit and yell at their manager, I quit, this place sucks, this guy doesn't want coffee. No, they do not do that. That person, when someone goes, not right now, and they covers their coffee pot, or when they say, oh, no, I'm good, or no, coffee, I don't like coffee. That waitress, that server does not lose their mind. They don't cry about it. They go to the next table, and then they go to the next table, and the next table, and the next table, and for the next 12 hours in their shift, they're asking everybody, can I get you some coffee? That's how we should treat our Plexus business. It is not going to be for everyone. And it might be for everyone. Absolutely, everyone needs these products and this opportunity, but their timing is between them and the good Lord. It is not between you and that person. Timing is so important. Two of my biggest skeptics are now senior Ruby ambassadors on my team, and it took them quite a while to jump on board with me. And this was after they blocked me on Facebook, told our whole entire neighborhood I was a crackpot crazy lady. So it can happen. You have to be patient. You have to be consistent in a joyful way. My scripture that I just actually wrote in every single card that I mailed out. So I did the level 1 cards. That's what I just told you. But once a month, I'll reach out to my gold and above leaders. I'm like, hey, will you private message me 3 names, first and last names of the ambassadors on your team that need some encouragement? And I will personally write them cards. So I just sent out another 100 cards of 3 to 5 people from each of my runners. And I sent Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And if you don't know the surroundings of that verse, Paul was in prison, okay? Paul was in prison. He was being tortured and beaten. And he was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. Jesus is Lord, and I can do all things through Christ. Y'all can kill me, and I can do all things through Christ. You guys, if that's not powerful enough to get you to work a Plexus business, I don't really know what else is going to get your butt moving and grooving. Gentry agrees. Do you hear him? He's like yelling at y'all. We can do all things, not some things, not Tuesday things, not when you feel like it things. We can do all things. If you can have a baby, you can work a Plexus business. If you can drive a car, you can work a Plexus business. You can work a cell phone. You can do your Plexus business. And so Philippians 4:13, hands down, is my thing, which it goes right with go for no. You can go for no because you can do all things. And I think that that is probably probably what I tell my team all the time besides be yourself. Because the second that you're not yourself, you try to be funny and you're not funny, people notice. If you try to be a scientist, they're going to know, I'm pretty sure you failed science in high school. Why are you posting about ingredients? They're going to know these things. So if you've noticed in my videos, I say, like, look, I'm not a scientist. This is the research that I have found. And so this is what I know. And I usually like to cite myself just because I hate being proven wrong. So I usually like to cite where I'm getting my info from so people know. Yeah. So that's what I like to do. Go for no, be yourself, and Philippians 4:13.
I love that. So you have baby activity in the background, and I have dogs barking in the background. So I'm just here to share with you guys. If you hear Stella and Hutch in the background, that's just my normal life during the day. But what I love that Emily is sharing with us, you guys, is that even in biblical times, mindset is a huge piece of our success in life and our belief in what we're doing. I mean, she just shared with you, theology here and how Paul in his mind knew that Christ was with him, but he had to believe that in order to have the actions to be strong and to have the faith. And so Emily is just reinforcing what your leaders share with you on a daily basis. The coffee pot story, did that sound familiar, y'all? That's something that y'all hear from me all the time. But again, it's mindset, it's believing, and it's moving forward. And so I absolutely loved what you shared with us. Okay, so you talked about being that person who will go into Target and just speak to somebody. How do you, and I know with each situation it's completely different, but give us an example of how you might invite someone to take a look at our business and or products.
The number one thing is wearing a Plexus hat, my Plexus necklace, or a Plexus shirt, because people see that and it's your subconscious. You're like, oh yeah, I saw that. I want more info on that. And people will stop me and they're like, do you do Plexus? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, can you give me some information on this? And sometimes they've already been working with someone else and that's totally cool. But if I can be that third party validation to get a new person to love it just as much as us, that's what we do, right? One Plexus. But one of my favorite things to do, which this was terrifying the first time I did it, was I was actually going down the wine and energy drink aisle. I was getting a bottle of wine for a friend. And this couple with their newborn baby in the basket, they looked like zombies, y'all. Like it was heartbreaking because I've totally been there, right? And they were putting like cases and cases of the green Monster energy drink into their basket. And so like a weirdo, I like walk past them and then I like slowly pull my basket backwards and I was like, hi, I'm Emily and I have my own business and it's this really delicious pink drink that helps with energy and regulating your blood sugars. I see that you guys clearly need some energy and I'm not trying to like sell you anything, but here's 2 samples. Here's my card. If it works for you, you know where to find me. The husband crossed his arms and looked at me like I was selling him something illegal. The wife was just like, thank you. Like, you're an angel. And I have a lot of customers that I don't know because I use my Instagram a lot too. And maybe they ordered from me, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But, hey, that was a new person that I talked to. Another thing that I like to do, which is kind of funny. Woo, sorry, we're going for a walk because he's so fussy right now, is if someone yawns. If someone yawns, I'm like, oh, you look like you need Plexus. And they're like, what's Plexus? I'm like, oh, you never heard of it? Let me tell you. And I'll start telling them about Plexus. And sometimes it works. Sometimes they really think I'm crazy. But usually I have my makeup on and I have myself pulled together and I give a sample. I think it's very important. It's part of my DMO is to keep 5 sticks of Slim and 5 business cards in my diaper bag purse at all times so that I can give them away. It's part of my DMO. And when I do this, I always try to make sure they add me back on Facebook because there's no point in giving out a business card if you're not getting their information. So I'm like right there on the spot. I'm like, do you have Facebook? We can connect later because I'm in such a hurry. So add me on Facebook real quick. I met someone, we were just talking about hats a second ago, Buckle. Buckle is my favorite store. They have the coolest employees. They're always like my besties. And I walk in and I'm like, who is going to be on my team today? And I just met a girl. Her name's Courtney. She's beautiful, like a little Barbie. And she was just so talkative and telling me all this stuff. And I was like, hey, add me on Facebook. She goes, oh my gosh, I would love to. I'm new in this area. I'm like, perfect. So we became friends. And it's just about relationships. I didn't say anything about Plexus to her in that moment. I just wanted a new Facebook friend. And so those are a couple ways that when I'm out and about, that I just start that conversation. But ultimately, it's getting them on your Facebook because that's where you work your business.
So I love this because Emily has shared with you specific examples on how to approach people. So you guys need to pay attention to your surroundings, look for the yawners, the zombies. You need to get yourself to buckle, and you need to be bold. So, thank you for those very specific examples, because I think it's easy as leaders to say, you need to put yourself out there. You need to expand your network. But when we can give solid examples, it empowers our team to go out and duplicate. And so speaking of that, I want you to just briefly share how you onboard a new ambassador, and what does your duplication process look like on Team Emily?
Absolutely. When I get that, bless you. When I get the new ambassador email that someone has been added to my team, I have a welcome email. I save it. So I have an iPhone. So in my notes app, which I can show you, tell them all about it. Hopefully it'll zoom in, or it won't be. There you go. So this is the notes section on my phone. It's real short and sweet. I know it looks wordy, but it's really not. It's 2 paragraphs. At the bottom, it has 2 links. It says, congratulations, you're on my team. I'm Emily, your Diamond Ambassador. This is what I do. This is a little bit about me. And then it's like, click on this link to see how to get started. Click on this link to be connected to our video-only training page, because I have a training page that's just video links, nothing else. And people love that because it's not like a million things to read. I don't know, I kind of like walk them through, like, by now I hope you've gotten with your upline. I hope that you've logged into your back office and familiarized yourself with that. Once you have done that, let me know, and I would love to hop on a call with you. And then, like I said, the 2 links. Click this link for exclusive video training. And then if the second link is actually a link to our Zoom. Every Wednesday night, we have the same Zoom, same time. And I'm like, you need to download this free app. It's super easy to use. Here's the link. And that's what we do.
So, Emily, do you think I could get you to send me your notes version, and then I can post it on our team page, and then they can tweak it to, if you choose to use it. Here's the thing. These are just suggestions for your business. Y'all don't have to use it, but when you see successful leaders have successful implementation process, my advice to you is to copy it. And if we can get the wording on that, then you can tweak it for something, to match your team. Because obviously you're not going to say you're a Diamond Ambassador. Obviously you're not going to give exclusive Emily training, but it's a place to start. And so if you are willing to share that, I know this team would absolutely love to utilize some of your wording.
Yeah, for sure.
And any other onboarding or duplication tips you want to share?
Yes. So for a long time, we just had a welcome post and everyone commented under the welcome post. We stopped doing that. And this is why. I think it is very important for each individual that's coming into a team page to be personally welcomed by thousands of people, because that is the mother of all third-party validation. You are in the right place at the right time, and we all love you and we don't even know your name. I think that is such a huge deal. And let me tell you, when I brought this back just like 2 weeks ago, my team has added more people than we have in like 6 months, because I just let them post like crazy. I'm like, okay, welcome your new people. And I'm like, wow, y'all really are adding people. I had no idea, because you get to see it again. And when others ambassadors see that we are constantly welcoming people, precious, it reminds them to get their butts in gear, because people are still doing this. But so go ahead. The video
camaraderie from right up.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said it just creates that camaraderie, that team camaraderie from day one. And I love that, revalidation of how important it is for third-party validation. And that can be as simple as a welcome, y'all.
Exactly. And the link to the video-only training page, the first 2 links on that page, once they're in it, like it says, I'm just here for a discount. And the second one says, no, really, I'm just here for a discount. But the second video is actually my wholesale customer story and how I became a Diamond as a wholesale ambassador. So I think that giving an example like right from the get-go, and you're not sending them like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Oh yeah, don't forget your success kit and do everything in that too. That overwhelms people. I don't like being told what to do. And so how do we know this new person feels that way also? So instead it's 2 links. And if they want to continue, they can watch the rest of the links. Like the next one is how to go silver, how to go gold, you know? But those first 2 links always get people in and change their mindset of, oh, maybe I could work this as a business. So that's something to think about when you are making that welcome email, getting their attention, like click here if you're just here for the discount, and it's a video and it's you talking to them and saying, look, I joined for the discount too. What if we found you 3 friends that are trying to lose weight and feel better and we got your products paid for? Just something simple like that really helps change everybody's mindset.
Love that. So I'm just going to wrap up with 2 more questions for you. And then if we have a few minutes, we'll take a few questions for you. But my next question for you are, what are your top 3 business tips for this group?
Okay. My top 3 business tips. Number 1, hands down, is Plexus Power Hour it up. Find a day. If a lot of you guys probably work outside of your Plexus business, or if you're watching this later, you might. Find a day out of the week that you can invest 1 full hour to your business, whether it's just following up with as many people as possible, reaching out to as many people as possible, training yourself, watching a Diamond Doc, finding new belief. Go all in for an hour and focus on those strengths. Don't focus on your weaknesses. Focus on what you're good at. If you're really great at reaching out to people, do that for an hour. Imagine the growth that you would have for investing 1 hour. If you are a stay-at-home mom, or if you work from home, you don't have to work a 9 to 5 or anything else. Do this every day. Make that part of your DMO. And it doesn't have to be an hour. It could be 15 minutes. It could be 30 minutes. But 15 minutes to finally read that network marketing book you bought on Amazon 6 months ago. Or finally sit down and get 3 level 1s on a Zoom call and just cast vision with each other. Talk about promotions. Talk about what's next for your teams. Doing that and committing to it every day or once a week really changes your mindset as, wow, okay, we are doing this together. Like everyone really is working their business. My second business tip goes with what I was talking about earlier, is go for no. I'm going to personally challenge your team, Rainey. Go for 45 no's. It's Tuesday. So from this Tuesday to next Tuesday, go get 45 no's. You'll be surprised how many maybes and yeses you'll find in between, but you don't stop until 45 people have said no, not right now. And then work with Rainey on overcoming objections. But that's my second business tip. My third business tip is let your kids be involved. This is as real life as it gets. Having Gentry in the middle of a Zoom call of me training. If you have older kids, let them cut out pictures in a magazine. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Let them make a dream board with you. They're your shareholders, right? Plexus is your money machine. This is your stock. They're your shareholders. They need to be a part of every decision that you make in your business. If you are not working your business. Sorry, he pooped. I think that's why he's so angry. If you are not working your business, your kids will notice, because our kids pick up on consistency, and they pick up on if we are not say we're going to do, like, mommy, it's bedtime, the sun's down, you're like on your phone trying to close the sale, and your kids know these things. It's the same thing. If you're agitated and you're grumpy because you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing in your business, your kids feel that. I'm building a house right now. I can't stop working my business. I got a house to pay for. So I let my son, like, when we go to our house, and like you saw pictures on my Facebook, we walked through the house and Sterling said 10 times, I love Plexus. It was so cute because he knows, we tell him all the time, God gave us this house and Plexus is helping to pay for it. And I think that is very, very important, is that your kids should totally be involved in what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I don't know about you all, but I've been watching the messages come through. You have some super fans out there on this team. If they weren't already before, they maybe are going to become A1 stalkers, but in a very fun and safe way. Right, y'all? Yeah. people are really gleaning from the fact that you said not only to get your kids involved, but how to get them involved. I love the thought and idea behind having them create a dream board with you, or even their own dream board, because we took that wisdom from Carrie Wilkerson at our Hawaii training at Emerald Extravaganza about them being our shareholders, and that could not be more true. Our spouses are our shareholders. Our grandkids are, just people in your inner circle. They are your shareholders. So, get them involved. That was such a great tip, Emily. And then my last fun question before we open it up, just a few questions because we want to be sensitive to Tank's needs. But what is the one splurge item or fun thing that you've done since becoming a diamond?
Okay, couple of things. My house. Hello. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath house. It's about 4,300 square feet. All of you traveling in RVs, come and visit. We'll have a driveway big enough for you. That's our probably biggest splurge. And the fact that my husband is getting out of the Marines 10 years early. The second splurge would be my husband's dream truck. We have always had to share a vehicle because of kiddos and traveling, because in the military we have to go home for holidays and stuff. And so when I earned my second car, I got the SUV, and I told Scotty, I'm like, go trade in that Tahoe. I know you like it, but what do you really want? So Scott is a owner of a 2016 Chevy. It's like a 3800 HD diesel. I'm not a truck person, but it has a 7-inch lift kit and 38-inch tires. It is huge. It's like, it looks like a Tonka truck to me. Let's be real. It's sexy, but that makes me happy. My love language is gifts, giving to people. And his face when he talks about that truck is almost as cute as when he talks about me. So that is my second splurge.
That is awesome. Well, I hope that has given you all an opportunity to cast your own dreams and vision out there, and because we know what we put in our brain is what we can achieve. And so I love that you've been able to realize some of your dreams through this awesome opportunity. And yeah, absolutely, you're getting messages of praise, and we certainly appreciate your time. What I'm going to do right now, y'all, is I'm going to switch this to a gallery view so we can see all of your pretty faces. And yes, of course, I will post a link, you guys. Go ahead and either type in your message for me, or feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. Let's take about 3 questions, or 2 to 3 questions, depending on how in depth they are. Feel free to type those in. I do know one question came in, and I'm going to go ahead and address this. Jan Touchberry, whom you had complimented her hat earlier, she had said, could you visit a little bit more about how you use Instagram?
Instagram, yes. So I have had my Instagram account well over 4 years. I accrued about 1,000 followers when I did my previous network marketing because of the hashtags that I use. You might think hashtags are annoying, but let me tell you guys, they are trending for a reason. This is how people find things. It's equivalent to searching something on Google. People search through hashtags. So the number 1 trending hashtag besides selfie is usually fitness or fit journey or progress. It's some sort of fitness hashtag because people are always looking to feel better and to lose weight. So through my Instagram, just like you would type out a caption to a photo like, so excited to spend time with my family at the beach. Look how cute my son is. I would hashtag beach, hashtag family, hashtag Sunday, and then add a couple more like mom life or work from home mom, Sunday fun day. You can ad lib and add any hashtags that you want. Bridget Ryan, she's also a Diamond Ambassador. She has videos on this, on hashtag training, because that's how she went Diamond in a year, through her Instagram account, and building relationships through hashtags. It's crazy, but it's very, very important. On Instagram, the best way to do it is when you make your original caption, like 3 to 5 hashtags, and then comment under that as the first comment, and you can do like 20 hashtags. Rachel Rogers does this a lot. Maybe you've seen it on her pictures. You're like, oh my gosh, that girl uses a lot of hashtags. That's why she has so many followers, because people find her through her hashtags.
That is awesome. Okay, so let's see. I've got some messages being typed in. Let's see. Here's one for you. What do you do to personally welcome as well as publicly welcome level ones, especially for those wholesale ambassadors who have said that they don't want to work the business, but we all know they may come to it later? Do you ask their permission first, and what do you say?
I still welcome them on the team page. I let them know that I'm adding them to a resource page if I'm not available and they need product information or business information. This is where they can find it. So they know that they are going to be added to a team page. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't give them an option. As for publicly welcoming them, if they are a wholesaler and they really have no intentions, like they're just ordering Slim every month, I just only welcome them on the team page. I will not welcome them publicly. I also know some people have like financial things like disability and stuff like that where Plexus may interfere and they really are just using their discount. So I don't publicly welcome them. I will give myself a shout out like, oh yeah, I've added 8 new friends this month, you know, but I don't recognize them if they don't want to be recognized, but I will on a team page. Hey, and I let my team know. I'm like, hey everyone, welcome Shirley. She's here for her discount. What a great discount to have and to use. We are so blessed. Like just something like that. But they're in the team page. They don't get to tell me no.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of and we let them know, we set them up for success. Hey, we're adding you as a resource to this. This is just in case, I've heard so many times, I don't want to do this as a business, but should you ever decide to, you're already equipped. So, I think that's fabulous advice, and one that we definitely promote on this team as well. Sherry Hanks has a question that's in regards to a college student that's holding back on her team. Do you have other names of diamonds that she could watch just to be inspired more around that age? So Emily and being
Amber Miller. Amber Miller's like 7 months older than I am. She went diamond at 25, and then Sarah Taylor is a young diamond. Allison Bro she was the first youngest diamond in her 20s. But there's also a lot of emeralds. Even if you can't share a diamond dock, there's plenty of emeralds. Like Jordan Reynolds is in college. Abby Jo Hildebrand, Chloe Kasich. She's not emerald yet, but she's, I think, senior ruby. I have a ruby ambassador, Allie Edmonds, who is a sorority loving sister. She just graduated college. She's precious. She'll be emerald by the new year. She's crazy awesome. Trying to think. I think those are all the names I can think of.
Yeah, those are some great suggestions, y'all. And so I appreciate you just reaching into your database of names and just pulling out some that younger people that may have inspired you. Okay, I always over or under promise and over deliver. So we're going to do one more question. Does anyone
have one?
Yes.
Emily, could you talk a little bit more about text messaging, using text message? My friends and I don't talk on the phone. We text.
Uh-huh.
So, is there anything else? Do you use that other than that first message, or is that pretty much it?
Oh, no. I love texting. I love texting because you can text and you can now send voice messages, or I know I can on an iPhone, and I guess it depends on your device. But creating a sense of urgency through text messages is the best way to do it. And what I mean by that is, hey, I'm short on time, but I really have something important to talk to you about. It's a business idea. Let me know when you're free. Or even something like for like your stay-at-home mamas, your single moms. Hey girl, I found this video that really, really inspired me of how to bring in extra income. I know you said that that's something you were looking at doing, or we've talked. Again, it's going to be off of the relationship. Here's a quick video. It's like 5 minutes. Will you please watch this and tell me what you think? All of these ideas that I'm giving you come from Eric Worre's GoPro book. It's like chapter 7 or 8. He talks about how to create that sense of urgency of your time matters just as much as theirs. So it is super important that you make that evident to them. Like, hey, I'm quick on time, but I really need to talk to you about something. Super important. Let me know when you're free. But creating excitement, creating a sense of urgency, Another thing I like to do, if I'm not texting, but I want them to see something that I've posted on Facebook, I just tag them in. I just tag them. I'm like, hey, this is for you. Or I put a lot of heart emojis because it's cute. I'm like, look, I love you. This is for you. And sometimes they see it. Sometimes they don't. I've been working with, this one girl for like a year. I've known her since we were 13, but she thinks I'm crazy. So those are some real basic ideas.
Those are great suggestions. And what I absolutely love about Emily is that she, A, is always herself, and B, she follows that advice that we've all been given, and that's just speak from your heart, speak from your gut. And y'all, in this, we have to be bold. We have to step out of our comfort zones. But she's giving you some really easy ways to do that. Emily, this group is going crazy with praise for you, and we don't have time to go through every single one of them, but we sure do appreciate your time today. Kristen Baker said, we appreciate your husband's service to our country, and we can't forget our military spouses in that, because it's a sacrifice from the spouses and from the families end. So, we thank Scotty for everything that he does for our country and your time today. So we've got people who have 5+ pages of notes. I know I'm walking away with notes. And just for those of you that have tuned in today, you know that I promised you a giveaway, which I will announce on a video later, because I'm going to have to go back and rewatch and make a record of everybody that showed up today. And you guys showed up, and I'm so, so, so grateful for each of you. We have 2 giveaways, Emily, one for just being here, and then one for participating by asking questions, because isn't it the worst to show up as a guest and not have anybody ask you a question? So we sure do appreciate the participation end of it too. So thank you guys so very much. Thank you, Emily, for being our very first guest of what will become a permanent series within our team called Dishing with Diamonds. You are precious, and I told you I was already loving you before this call, but now I just love you even more. So it's a long-time friendship that we'll have beyond Plexus for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yay! So thank you,
everybody.
Guys. Yeah, so everyone kind of jazzy hands. I've got you all muted, so wave to her goodbye. Thank y'all so very much. I'm going to end the recording right